All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Some technical difficulties this morning, but we're here. We're live. We're ready. We're ready to talk about the rules of money. You know, there is rules for money. Did you know that there are rules for money? Alvin, did you know that there were rules for money? Sherelle, did you know that there are rules for money?
Alvin invented those rules, man.
There are rules for money, like principles, like gravity. There are things that we need to know about money. Anyways, I'm taking over the money.
So, Alvin, go ahead and unmute on your phone and we'll mute your computer.
Alvin's computer is giving him a hard time. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being
There
here.
you go, Alvin. Come on, take it away.
Well, here, man, I'm back on the cell phone, everybody. I apologize for my technical difficulties. I'm back. Hold on.
You gotta take the audio of your computer off.
Okay.
Echo.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna tell you what, I'm gonna leave here. There won't be any visuals today, but I'll just talk about it.
Awesome.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully everybody can hear me and see me loud and clear. Today, I want to talk to you about the 3 rules of money. If you can understand the 3 rules of money, you will win this money game. So I want you to think about this. Think about your future bank account, right? I want you to look like your future bank account and not like your present bank account. You want to look like the future bank account. So the 3 rules of money. The first rule of money is compound interest. You got to make sure your money is compounding. You got to make sure your money is working for you. If your money is not working for you, then guess what? You're going to always be working for money. Money will not save you if you don't save money. Now, understand this, everybody. Compound interest is a big difference than simple interest. Compound interest, you make money on the money you're making money on. Simple interest is when you only make interest on the amount you put in. So you got to get doubles on your money, and then you got to get doubles on your double. Hope everybody got that. You got to get doubles on your double. And once you get a double on your double, then you get a double on your double. So one rule, one rule that goes with rule number 1 is the rule of 72. So if you got a sheet of paper real quick, just write 72 on that paper. And then you're going to divide it by the interest rates. And that's going to tell you how many years your money will double. Okay, that's going to tell you how many years your money will double. Now, if you say 72 divided by 1, that's 72 years. So do me another favor. Write down your current age. So if you're 55 years old, right, plus 72, that may not work out for you. Or if you're 65 years old plus 72, that may not work out for you either. But let's take a look at a different one. Let's say 72 divided by 6. I know we don't have a visual, but you got to write this down. 72 divided by 6 is every 12 years, right? Every 12 years, you will get a double on your money. Well, if you can get 12%, then every 6 years, you will get a double on your money. So how many more doubles do you have in your lifetime? How many more doubles do you have in your lifetime? And, you know, think about it this way too. How many more summers do you have in your lifetime? How many more summers do you have in your lifetime? Something to think about, right? Now, also with the rule of 72, you got to understand that the money can work for you or against you, right? It can work for you or against you. So if you're paying credit card interest at 17% and you're only making 0.09 with your bank, then guess what? That's going to be tough. You're not going to win that money game because with the credit cards, it doubles every 4 to 5 years. Your money doubles every 800 years. So do you want the 800-year doubling plan or do you want the 4-year doubling plan? Something to consider and think about. Rule number 2, options for your money. Options for your money. So you got to have options for your money. Well, let's take a look at it. There's 3 ways your money will grow: fixed, variable, and index. Hope everybody understand that. Fixed, variable, and index. Fixed account means that your money's going to stay at the same level. It's going to stay at the same level. Okay, so your money will not really grow as hard as you need it to grow. It's a fixed account. A variable account is going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. You don't want to be 70 years old and then guess what? You cannot afford to lose money at that time. And then number 3 is the index. You get step ups on your money. As your money grows, you stay in the green, you get step ups and you can lock in your account. So those are the options for your money. Write it down: fixed, variable, or index. Okay, the next part I want to talk to you about, the rule number 3. So rule number 1 is compound interest. Rule number 2 is your options for your money. And rule number 3 is how money is taxed. How money is taxed. So there's 3 tax buckets. The first tax bucket is tax now. Tax now. So you pay taxes along the way. You pay taxes as the money grows. You pay taxes on capital gains. You're going to pay taxes on that money, right? Tax deferred. Okay, let's back up to tax now. That's more like crypto, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, things like that. You're going to pay capital gains tax. Tax later, also known as tax deferred, right? You will have a 401k, a 403b, an IRA, a SEP IRA. So majority of people have their money in tax later. Okay, they have their money in tax later. Now, I want you to know this. I want you to know that if your money is taxed later, later will be here soon. I call it tax postponed. I call it tax forever. You know, once money is in that middle pile, you will pay taxes. The last one will be tax advantage. When your money grows, you pay no taxes. And when you pull the money to you, you pay no taxes. I hope everybody understand that, right? So as long as you follow the rules. So we don't have time to go over the rules of the tax advantage pile, but I want you to know this. Your money can grow, no taxes. You can pull it out, no taxes, as long as you follow the rules and you have the right coach. You try to do it on your own, you may accidentally check the wrong box and pay so much money in taxes later. If you don't have a coach, you try to do it on your own, it could cost you millions and millions of dollars in the future. So everybody, those are the 3 rules of money. We have some great visuals, we have some technical difficulties, but I want you to know the 3 rules of money must play in your favor. Let me repeat it one more time. Compound interest, options for your money. The number 3, how money is taxed. And everybody, that is the 3 rules of money right there. Learn it, study it, get a coach, get a financial professional that understands your goals and your dreams and understands your philosophy. And also they need to know your timeline, right? When it comes to money, there's 4 things we need for future income. I need money, I need time, we need rate of return, and we need a very good tax advantage plan. Okay, everyone, I'm going to pass it back to our host, and also want to see if we have any questions. Any questions, please bring them up at this time.
Well, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So there are rules for money. Let me just kind of reinvent myself a little bit, recreate this a little bit. So there are rules for money. And well, first I got to make money, right? So this conversation applies to those of us who have made some money and we can put it somewhere in some savings account, right? Mm-hmm. Now, most of us live paycheck to paycheck. So this is a conversation to upgrade the opportunity of saving, right? So now I see myself saving, right? I got to have, 6 months of income or a year of income. How about that as a possibility, right? Like have a year of savings in my savings account. Wouldn't that be cool, right? So I'm not struggling every day and having the stress of my bills. But so then what I'm hearing is, so I got my savings, I upgrade my my habits and I start savings, and now there are some rules for the opportunity of my savings account. And one, the usual one at the beginning, the first door, what I'm hearing is the first door for most of us is the bank. The bank is the door. And since most of us have no idea that you can make money while your money's sitting down, most of us don't know this. So what I'm hearing is that the bank will tell you, hey, Giovanni, good news. I'm going to give you 0.1% on the money that's on your savings account. And they never tell me that's going to double every 800 years. And then I talk to another person, and that other person says, well, good news, Giovanni, I have a CD. Or good news, I have this amazing money market account where you can put your savings account, where you can put your money, and I'm going to give you 1% for that money. Instead of 0.1, I'm going to give you 1%. And so what I'm hearing from what you're saying is, well, that's going to take 72 years to double. So my $10,000 is going to take another 72 years to double to 20,000. So that's what I'm hearing. So, okay, so that's the first rule will be, and then you said it, it can grow fixed 1%, 2%, and, but my money's doubling, right? But just every 72 years. But, as we start growing, retirement is coming, life is going to come my way. I need to grow my money. So there are other ways to grow my money where I'm not working for it, but it's working on its own. And that's a variable. And that will be a stock market, the IRAs, things like that. And for most of us, for me, right, for most of us will be my 401k, right?
For majority, that's correct. It's going to be the 401k and Social Security, yep.
My money is growing for my 401k, so it's variable. So sometimes it grows, but if there is something that happens, the money will come down. But it is overall, it's growing. And then the other aspect is index, where it's constantly growing. And so what I'm hearing from today's conversation, Alvin, is that most of us are so worried about making money that we don't know how to have money work on its own. That's what I'm hearing from today.
That's correct. Well, the challenge now is making more money and compounding more money. It's hard to focus on both, because if you're in survival mode, you're thinking about making money and surviving. You're not thinking about compounding money. And then when you get to making money, then you're like, man, I finally made some money. We can pay our bills. Let me have a little fun. That's human nature, right? You're not thinking about compounding. So when you earn more money, everybody, you got to earn enough to pay your living expenses. And then you got to earn enough to pay your debts down. And then you got to earn enough for an emergency. And then you got to earn enough to compound. It all comes down to earnings and cash flow coming in. Because if you take that element out, then it's going to throw everything off. So think about it. If you're $10,000 in the hole and you just made 10,000, are you really at zero? Something to consider, right? So if you have 20,000 or 10,000 of debt, you need 20,000 coming in real quick. Pay the 10 down, keep 10 as emergency fund. Because if you keep paying it down, you're going to keep going back in debt. Pay it down, go back in debt. So we got to make sure people are making and earning more money. Once we get past that phase, then we can graduate, to compounding money. But you got to get out of survival first, in my opinion, so that you can be comfortable with adding money to the pile so it can compound. But it's hard to compound if you're in a survival mode.
And the survival mode would be, for some of us, will be our business. For some of us, will be our job. And for some of us, will be our debt. right?
Yeah.
The more money I make, the more money I spend,
You got it.
right? Yeah. Sorrel, any thoughts for you?
The three rules of money, Alvin, in your experience, when people apply those rules,
Mhm.
or when people don't apply those rules, what happens?
If they apply the rules, they're going to be satisfied with the outcome. Look at it like working out. If I eat honey buns, Debbie snacks, all types of bad food, what would be, and I don't work out, I don't walk around, what would be my outcome? The outcome I don't want, right? But working out is hard work. Saving money is hard work, right? But there's a reward at the end. There's a reward or a punishment. So you got to make a decision up front. Do you want the reward or do you want the punishment? Okay, the punishment in our health, we know, could be health challenges, could be diabetes, could be high blood pressure, could be cancer. That is a punishment for your actions. Not in all cases, but in most cases. And you don't save money, and then you look at retirement, they want to push the age to 74, right? There's a bill on the table. It may get pushed to 74 for required minimum distribution, but that's another conversation. Okay. If we push the retirement age back, that means that people are expected to live longer. So majority have a fear of running out of money. Running out of money. Why did you run out of money? Well, here's another question. Why did you run out of gas? You had cash in your pocket and you ran out of gas. Same thing. You was earning income and you did not save money and you ran out of money. Same scenario. You have to understand, you got to fill the gas tank up for the future you. Don't rob your future self. Please don't rob your future self by enjoying the lifestyle every day. Now, you're going to have some lifestyle, it's great, but don't forget about your future lifestyle. So if you follow the three rules of money, there's a reward. If you don't follow the three rules of money, there's a punishment. And it's not only you being punished, it's the people in your circle, your family, and now you're dependent on family, and then you get mad at family because they don't help you take care of your basics, like your mug. Well, what is mug? Mortgage, utilities, and groceries. That's going to always be there. Mortgage, utilities, and groceries. So who is going to take care of your future mug? And that's when I talk about giving jobs to money, making sure your money has a job.
So the three rules of money aren't really, it's not rocket science, it's basics. Yet the basics are the things that are the hardest to do sometimes. In your
Yeah.
experience with your clients, how do people set in the habit to actually follow those three rules?
Well, number one, they got to let the ego down and the pride down, because one thing with money, people feel they can do it on their own. They can figure it out on their own. I'm smarter than you. I know what I'm doing. Okay, you give two people $100,000 and one doesn't have the knowledge of the three rules of money and the other one does. Watch what happens in 10 years. It'll be a total different outcome. So I want everybody to understand that with the three rules of money, it is a basic guide for you to really build some wealth. Now, you can do the opposite. I've seen the opposite happen. If you're okay with that, I learned someplace that every decision has a consequence. Every decision has a consequence. So if you decide not to save money, there is a consequence and a punishment in the future. Okay. If you decide to save and follow three rules of money, there is a reward and a peace of mind. So what weighs more? You want the reward and peace of mind, or do you want a consequence and a punishment? It is up to you. But the challenge is getting people out of their self, right? There's books on how to identify your own ego. I don't want to get into it right now, but if there's an ego and a pride, and I know what I'm doing, and I know money, you don't know money. All of that happens, right? So I've been doing it 20 years. I've seen that. It's human nature. You won't change your own Some people won't even change their own engine. I won't change my own engine out of my car. I'm not going to put a roofing on the roof. I'm not going to do a knee replacement. I'm not going to do an open heart surgery on myself, right? You go to expert. You don't represent yourself in court. You don't do your own root canal. You go see an expert. But when it comes to money, people feel, oh, I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing being broke. You mastered being broke. And I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to you, right? You've mastered the art of being broke and the art of not being wealthy. Let's just reverse it with a coach and a philosophy. You know, Michael Jordan, Kobe, they didn't win a ring until Phil Jackson came into play. If you think, you know, in the basketball terms, they didn't win a ring because they needed a coach and a system. If you had a coach and a system with money, you would be better off. Trust and believe that. Like I have a trainer. There's things that she makes me do that I will not do on my own. So it hurts to work out. It hurts to save money. But do you want more hurt later? That's the question. How much do you want to hurt later? Don't be the one 70 years old calling people for mug money, mortgage, utilities, and grocery money. Oh, you know, my lights got to get, well, you knew that 10 years, 20 years ago. Well, I don't have any money. Well, you knew that. I told you on the Daily Huddle. Well, man, I can go on and on, but we're fighting human nature and the DIY. Do it the DIY, do it yourself. We're fighting the do-it-yourselfers. And that's the biggest challenge.
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you. Well, you know, time does fly really fast.
Yes, it
And we're
does.
at 27 after. What do you
Yes.
want to say to the world in the
Man.
context of the 3 rules?
Pay yourself first, pay yourself first, and pay yourself first. And also, everybody, build a habit, right? It's like you got to build a muscle up. Maybe you start at $50 a month, $100 a month, then you get to 200 a month, and 400 and 800. Have a goal to get to 1,000 minimum to save a month. And if you got to start with $50 a month, start there. Just start somewhere. Because if you keep putting your mind, I don't have money to start saving, and guess what? You won't have money because your mind has already shut it down. So start with the baby steps, start with the habit. And my goal as a coach, if I'm going to coach you to get to $1,000 minimum saving, and wherever we got to start, we're going to start. So everybody, as you know, I want to tell everybody this, you got to love more and you got to stress less. Love more people, stress less about money. Stress less about life. Eat healthier. You're like, man, I heard this stuff before, but are you doing it? You heard it, but are you doing it? Right? Work out, dance, move, just do something. Don't stand still and be broke and be depressed and be unhappy. Don't do the opposite of the things we teach. Right? Make sure you pay yourself first. I'm going to go back to the eating. Eat something healthy and eat lighter portions to give you more energy. You don't need a big plate of food all the time. And so, and I'll leave you with this quote, everybody. The pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. The pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Have a productive day. Make every 10 minutes count towards your legacy. Every 10 minutes count towards your future. So talk to you soon, everyone. Hopefully I'll get to meet some of you in person very soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, Alvin. That was great. See you.